Welcome back everyone to another video here today. Today we are going over Major 3 Week 5 matches, the final qualifying matches for the Major coming up. If you are coming back often or enjoying the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Check the description out for my Discord link, Twitch channel, where we stream Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, and Helldivers. Today we're going to do an overview of all matches that happened over the weekend rather than doing like 3 separate videos, so we're going to hit all of them pretty quick throughout. On Friday, first match was Boston versus Ultra. It was a 3-0 Ultra. Ultra making quick work and a pentagram .6 over the series. Map 1, 250, 197 Karachi. Ultra course 1. Penta went 8 and 24. Insight was the only one on Ultra that struggled, but he had more than 2 minutes in the hill. And if Penta shoots his gun back, they most likely take this map still. I mean, if he just helped any in his team like shot back, he would have helped his team so much. In the map 2, it is a S&D involving Boston, so it's a loss. There was 6-4 on 6-star. They need to either start running behind Snoopy or slow it down. Priestess should plant bombs because Penta's never planted in his life, even on Boston Academy, where like Sensor was playing with him. Sensor always planted the bomb, so he never had to. And right now, Snoopy is getting killed and he's getting swarmed by the other team because his team's so far back and not playing with him. And Scrap on Ultra side does go positive, and he has been doing way better in S&D lately. He was doing really poor earlier in the year, so it's good to see him back at a good S&D level. Also this week, the Boston, you saw more of a death ball attempt by them. They tried to run together even more as a wolf pack than usual. They almost tried to do like a phase strategy where like they just group up all the time, but it just did not work for them. Map 3, 3-0 Invasion, Ultra Run, very quick map. Penta led Boston with 16 and 8, and you know it's bad when he had a .6 on the series, and he led the team with 16-18 this, so everyone on Boston struggled throughout this map. Then the last series on Friday only had 2-match day. LAT versus Surge, 3-1 in LAT's favor. Map 1, 250, 150. Vista, Surge take it. No one on LAT shot back, and Surge all came to play, and 04 and Abuza really looked great throughout the map. Then we head to a map 2, 6-4 Karachi LAT. Crimp had more than 500 damage than anyone on the map, and Brezzy had a rough map along with Abuza. Once 04 shot bodies, it was kind of over for Surge, and Crimp really just took off from there. And then they get to the map 3, 3-1 Karachi. LAT take it. Surge has not been good at control the last last stage especially, but they've been getting better, and they still don't know really how it all works. I think like there's some disconnect where they're not reading it right, but with 04 they have looked better. And LAT wise, their probably biggest struggle is control, and it's because they just struggle when knowing when to stack or watch across. If you are close enough to the hill, 9 times out of 10 it's better to stack, especially when the other team is off spawn. And when you come off spawn and the other team is off spawn, that's when you watch across, when you can't get to the hill. But when you're at the hill, you need to just get in. It happened in the Optic series. Later, Ghosty, they could have probably won the control, but Ghosty decided not to get in the hill. So there's a lot of times where they just need to stack and they don't. Then we get to the map 4, 250, 247 Rio. This was more of a Surge choke than LAT taking it from him. And I think it was like 240 to like 197, something like that. Like Surge had this in the bag and they just choked it. And they rotate to P5, LAT break, make it mixy, and then they go to P1 and LAT just shut Surge down the whole time on P1. Abuza went 31 and 18, played really great, but everyone else on Surge was negative. Ghosty was the only one negative on LAT, and that's mostly meaning LAT wise, they had to keep breaking or they got broken on every hold they had because they were out slaying him heavily, but it didn't matter because they couldn't hold a hill. And overall, this was a great series from LAT because Ghosty wasn't playing as good, but they still found a way to win. Then Saturday, Boston versus Vegas Legion. First game with O Johnny for Vegas, dropped 4, or Isim drop for Ojani. First map 250, 120 Legion on Rio. Priesta 12 and 22 and Snoopy 17 and 25. If both of them are having them numbers, there's no way they're going to win. And Ojani, first game 23 and 18 and most damage on his team. It was great to see him put that much damage in. But they go to the map 2 and Boston win a S&D and it was impressive, 6-1 on Rio. The biggest thing was Nero just got shut down, and it was kind of expected because Legion have a brand new player, so it's not like they had a lot of practice time with them. But still, any S&D win for Boston on this stage is impressive, so it was nice to see them get that. Then they go to the map 3, and Boston smack Legion on Karachi control, Ojani 9 and 19, and Geo 10 and 19. And Boston is a pretty solid control team. They're really a solid team besides S&D. If they just win S&D, like half the time, they would be really good, but they just can't win S&D. Beans in the control 22 and 12. Then they go to the map 4, 250, 201, Legion take the sub base. Just like in map 1, Snoopy 17 and 26 and Priestess 17 and 29, and Geo Masterclass 34 and 16. So when Snoopy, your best Slayer, is struggling that much and Priestess is struggling, that's never going to be a good thing for Boston. But that leaves it 2-2, map 5, 6-4 Legion 6-star. Pentagram 3 and 10. Beans was trying his hardest. He walked into the building with a cane. He went 12 and 8 in this map 5, but Nero breaks the S&D kill record, and that just kind of sets it. When someone breaks a kill record in a game mode, usually that's for a win. So yeah, especially in S&D, he was just flying around. Unlike map 2 where he got shut down, map 5 he did not get shut down at all. And Boston was almost playing too tight knit in this one, where every time they were bundled together, Nero would just pop like a 2-piece or clutch it up, and they were so close together they had no time to react to where other people were coming from. And overall, this change seems to be good for Legion because Ojani is shooting his gun and looking better. Even though he did go negative, he had the most damage on the team, which is a good thing, which is impressive because that means he is shooting his gun and letting people know where they're at, getting a lot of information. Because if he's shooting his gun that much and dealing that much damage, that makes it easier on the ARs to get kills and makes it easier on everyone else just going around the map and knowing where information is coming from for the team. Match 2 of the day, Rocker versus Carolina, 3-1 Carolina. Map 1, 250, 161, Rocker take it on a Vista. Everyone great map on Rocker, even gunless with 21 and 24 played solid. Gwyn tried to carry, but with fellow going 16 and 28, it's going to be hard to win. Map 2, 6-3 Carolina Rio. Gwyn actually struggles in this, but the old guys bring him up. Fellow 6 and 3, but with almost 2k in damage. Accuracy and Standy both struggle. Good to see Lens have a good map. Rockers should be good at S&D and try to steal a respawn. That's what scares me the most, is that they have been average at S&D, and that's supposed to be their best game mode. And Carolina has been really great on this map, and surprisingly, Rocker took them there. Like, a lot of accuracy teams have an auto veto, and that has been his demise over the past couple seasons, where there's just one map he don't play, so he has to play someone else's best map, and that just happened with Carolina. Carolina gets a map they're undefeated on, and they stay undefeated. Then they go to the map 3. Go to Carolina. Again, 3-0 Karachi. Gunless, the only one that shot back on the Rocker. Lens and Standy both at 9 and 17. And TJ, 16 and 9 on this map. It was a quick map. And he has been low-key solid, been a good duo with Gwyn throughout the year. And then they go to the map 4, 250, 221, Carolina on 6-star. Gwyn, 27 and 21, stays carrying the team. Everyone on Rocker in the green besides Standy, who was 22 and 30. Overall, from this series, Rocker need to work on S&D badly. They need to have that game mode locked down. Lens hasn't been the same since Vivid left. It could be because Standy doesn't shoot his gun as much as Vivid did, and not as many people are getting weak. Also, they are slow, so if they don't rotate early, they are slow to break through, leading to a lot of hill time for the other team. Moving to map 3, or match 3, Surge versus Atlanta. Map 1, 250, 175 Karachi. Elena take this. Abuza 17 and 30, and 04, 20 and 32 struggle throughout the map, and Celium 35 and 16, and Abizi 38 and 24, both over 6,000 damage on the map. And then map 2, 6-4 Invasion. Surge actually take this. Draza 3 and 10, but Brezzy leads Surge 10 and 7. And it was a good sign for Surge to take a map off of Atlanta because most teams have been getting slammed by them. So it was good to see them actually take a map. Go to the map 3, 3-2 Invasion. Atlanta takes it. No one on Surge positive. Was good to see them put up a fight. It was more Invasion, just cheese, but they still put up a fight and took them to round 5. Then they go to the map 4, 250, 148 on 6-star. Atlanta closes it out. Brezzy, 13 and 26. 04, 16 and 28. Rough maps out of these guys, but they are going against the best in the game at the moment. Overall, Faze are still insane. Surge have been looking better. S&D looks great. Hardpoint are solid, but they need to work on control still. They got better from stage 2, but it's hard to get worse because they were that bad. Then on Sunday to close out the weekend, Heretics versus LAG. Map 1, 250, 129, 6-star Heretics take it. Map 2, 6-4 High Rise Heretics takes it. And map 3, 3-0 Karachi Heretics takes it. The control might have been the fastest map ever. Everyone at LAG, Fame, or everyone on LAG checked out besides Fame. He was the only one shooting back a bit in the control, but if LAG's not winning a search, they are not going to be winning any series. And Heretics was confident, so they just started running at them, and LAG didn't know what to do. The big worry for this map, or this match, was Diamond Khan. He was looking good first stage, and he has been on downhill since. Not saying everyone on his team has been much better, but Diamond Khan is supposed to be their best player, and he hasn't been during this stage. Overall, everyone on Heretics was frying. Every time Metals plays like this, they seem like they win. And Lucky and Vico have been consistent for the most part, and Real has gave them a new life, and Metals has been their X factor. When he is frying, they are looking top tier, so they need to keep playing for him and making sure he is comfortable. Then we get to the big match on the weekend, Ultra versus Subliners. Map 1, Vista, 250, 244 Ultra. NYSL had 170 to 50 lead, and then a 244 to 181 lead to finish 250 to 244. NYSL ended up choking it. They had problems with single pushes and trying to have one guy bail them out. When they rotate, they get broken all the time, especially during the second rotation. The first rotation, NYSL was getting all the kills. Second rotation, Ultra was getting all the kills. And the last 2 hills, they got a total of 2 seconds on. And once they got out P1, they didn't get a kill. And they had it at P5. When they're on P5, they all push old P5, and then Ultra just shut them out for P1. And it was, Ultra couldn't win off P5, so they should have just rotated P1. Like, Kismet was already there. So have Kismet kill the guy off, then the other 3 go to P1, but they just did not do that, and it costed them. Map 2 was Invasion. NYSL does take it 6-4. Ultra S&D still not where it needs to be since Terminal S and Skid Row S&D were taken out. They have not been the same, and NYSL continues their S&D doing well in it and keeping up with it. That's been their one stable game mode throughout the year. Moving to the map 3, Invasion 3-2 Ultra. It was your standard Invasion round 5 superpowers. 2 seconds on the clock, Hydra gets picked from a jump angle in the hill, and then everyone else just loses their one-on-one, and that was ball game. Scrap was the only one positive on Ultra, with going 39 and 26. It was just, they had it, and NYSL had it locked down, and they almost played like they were afraid to lose instead of they had it locked in. They played afraid to lose, so Ultra makes one play, Insight sneaks up, picks Hydra, and everyone else just loses every other one, and that's how they lost that. Moving to the map 4, 250, 158, Karachi. Ultra closes out. There's a lot of cheese in this match. In the map 3, Ultra said they were lagging, but they didn't get a reset from the refs, but on map 4, Subliner said they were lagging and got a reset, even though Ultra had 2 streaks, and like Kleenex was a streak. Envoy had a streak. They saw Envoy on a streak, and they're like, "Whoa, it's hard point. He can't be doing this good." So they just ended it.
One more
But
B.
Scrap was on a 4 streak too, and we didn't know if it was going to be if it was round 5. So they're like, "Okay, round 5, just play it out." But it was weird how that ruling happened, where one team gets a reset and the other team doesn't. But they didn't give us any clarity on it, so all we can do is assume what happened. And then honestly, if NYSL didn't choke map 1 and map 3, like they were up 120 and they had 2 seconds to close out the control,
Hit
they would have won
hard and
3-0. Like
strong.
it was that close. Like you have a 120 point and then you're up by 70. And all you needed was 10 points and you're up by 70 and you can't get that. Like that is a choke in my opinion. Like that is the biggest choke. So it's one of them. It's like you had it in the bag and then you just give it right up. Then lastly, LAT versus Optic. Map 1, subbase 250, 181 Optic. Pred was frying all this series. And then we get to the map 2, 6-4 LAT. LAT goes up 5-0. And then Optic comes storming back 4 rounds, almost full sailed them, but LAT closed it out to win the S&D on Rio. Map 3, Invasion, 3-2 Optic. This could have been a LAT win here, but Ghosty pops a couple pieces in the back and gets a double, and then he just doesn't decide to stack the point, and Optic come back, win a couple gunfights, and get him out of the point. They could have had more ticks going, more time left on the clock, but Ghosty decides to stay out and try to farm more kills, but he did not. He gets picked, so they didn't stack the point or didn't get the point as fast as they could if Ghosty would have been on. And then this last map, it was bad. Map 4, Vista, 250-86 Optic. It was just bad. I mean, you get a 100-point clubbed on it. Pred still going off.
I just couldn't stay
It was good to see Pred going off. I mean, a lot of harp has been on him because he hasn't been like pushing. His engagements hasn't been high. And I've seen some people complain saying he's doing good, like his KD is good. Like, yes, his KD is good, but that's what we're saying, is that he doesn't get in engagements that much. So his KD is going to be looking good because he's always laying down, waiting for them to go by and shoots him in the back. But sometimes his team needs him to speed up, and that is his downfall, is that he just plays a little slower. But let me know down below what you guys thought of the final qualifiers of Major 3. Let me know who's going to be winning this tournament coming up, who's going to be your biggest upset, and who is your underdog, maybe fighting for that top 4 spot. With all that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Dang.